heard of me, some of you haven't. So let me introduce myself. First of all, I'm the good bush. Don't let me I'm currently seeking the Democratic nomination for the United States Senate here in Missouri. And you, so let me tell you a little bit about why. That has been the biggest question I've heard all the time is, why would you want to go so high so fast? Why run for the United States Senate? So these are a few reasons. The first one is I looked up the three qualifications and I picked them all. Hey. So that would be the first one. Right, that worked for me. The next one is there are so many people that I know that carry the same agenda that are running for local offices. And so for me, I looked at everybody that was talking about running. They're going into all of these different places on municipal level, on state. And so to me, when I looked at the U.S. Senate, I thought about, well, this seat is open, but who has our true agenda that's going for that seat? And so because I thought about that and I really couldn't figure out how we could just let that go, I decided to go ahead and run. I am a registered nurse, currently a working registered nurse. I still work full time while I'm campaigning. I'm a mother of two children that are about to go to college within the next 2 years. I'm a single parent that Pat was just talking about. We're the hardest working, and that's what I do. And I'm also an ordained pastor and a Ferguson activist. And so before I go a little bit further, one thing that I like to let people know about, people say, "Oh, you're an ordained pastor. You don't need to be in this position." And what I say to people is, that's why I need to be in this position, because for me, a love of humanity should be the first thing. It should be a prerequisite for the position. Because if you have a love of humanity and you're sitting in the place of the United States Senate, then each and every person that you represent, that each and every person in that state is represented through you. Because I have no eyes of bias against anyone. So that's why being an ordained pastor is important to me, because I just love people, regardless of who they are. I'm that same person that I had a situation where there was someone working as a nurse. The person was shackled to the bed, hands and feet shackled to the bed. They just shot their pastor in the head. I had to serve this person as a nurse. I couldn't walk in and say, I don't want to serve this person because of what they did. That was not my job. My duty was to still love this person. And so I'm running for the United States Senate because we have, first of all, I believe that my campaign represents the true progressive movement happening in this country right now. In Ferguson, one thing that we saw, regardless of what was said in the media and all of that, the truth of the matter is we built a coalition that crossed all demographic lines. We built a coalition, we went out over 400 days, out seeking justice. Why did we continue to go back? Because for me personally, I had an insatiable desire to see true change. And because I didn't get that change, the next day I had to go back out, and the next day I had to go back out. I decided I'm going to be your coffee in the morning and your tea at night. Why? Because we needed to see change. And the thing is this, if you don't have justice in one area, it opens it up too easily to not have justice in other areas. And it was not just for me. Our coalition that we built, like I said, it crossed all lines. We had our LGBTQI community out there with us, fighting fearlessly with us. We had so many people. We have a group of Palestinian Solidarity and Latinos in Action and Asia Pacific Islanders and so many different groups that stood with us. And the heart of that is what I plan to take with me to DC. The heart of that. We had so many people, even in our disabled family, in wheelchairs. They didn't care when the tear gas came. They were right there with us. And so with that, that's the heart I'm taking with me. There are so many people right now in our state who are disenfranchised and disillusioned, who have critical needs that aren't being addressed. That's why I need to go. Am I afraid to go? No. I wasn't afraid of the tanks. I wasn't afraid when I was stomped by 6 police officers because I was helping someone who was having a heart attack. I got right back up that ground, and I still love those same people today. If those same officers came to me, I would not have any hurt, any frustration, any bitterness towards them. Why? Because I just love people, and my desire to see change is greater than any BS that I have to go through to get there. Now, when I think about who represents us currently in Washington, D.C., do they really represent each and every person just sitting here? Do they represent us? Every time I think about it, the answer is no. Out of 1,193 senators in our history, only 46 of them have been women. Only 46%. Women, we're 51% of the population in this country, but it's only been 46 that have been U.S. senators. When I think about the economy, I think about how it affects our living rooms. I think about education costs. How education costs put a stranglehold on our futures. I have two children going into college, and when I think about it, I'm still paying back my college loans, and now I have to pick up college loans for two children. I wouldn't dare put that on them. I'm going to incur that. I'm going to take that. But why should I have to take? Why should it be the way that it is? So that's what I'm fighting against. Healthcare costs. Healthcare costs. Some people turn to self-care, and we know that because of the healthcare costs. I'm a registered nurse, and I can't afford my own healthcare.
Right on, I can't either.
I pay almost $900 a month in healthcare costs, and my deductible is $46.50. I can hardly afford to pay that and still keep up with my other bills. But this is the life. This is how I live, and so that's something that I'm coming against. Our criminal justice system. I'm coming against that as well. There needs to be some reform. And for me, I believe I'm the perfect person to do it because it spit in my face. It laid on top of my head. I live through it each and every day. There is no part of it that I don't think I would be able to speak for or to stand with the people against. I come from a strong family tradition of political service. My father's been in politics for more than 30 years. I've seen so much of the corruption and so many different things. I swear I wouldn't touch it. But because of all the activism, because of everything I saw in Ferguson, I know this is where I need to be. So, because of this, I'm moving forward. I want to represent you, the people of Missouri. And when you look at me and you say, well, you don't have the experience and you don't have the money, that's the main thing I've heard. You don't have the experience and you don't have the money. Well, my answer to that is, we see what experience has done. Experience does not always benefit us, number one. Number two, if we go with who has if that is the reason why you do not choose me, experience and money, then you must go with the person that's currently seated because he has both of those. So let that not be the reason why you do not choose me. Hopefully every one of you will. Take a good look at me. My name is Cori Bush. Look me up, www.coribush.com. Remember, I'm the good Bush. August 2nd.